A little bit ago, I did a review video on this Hcalory diesel heater. And in that video, I came away pretty impressed with the heater. And I said I was going to do another video once I figured out a permanent or semi-permanent spot for it. And today, I want to do a video to show you how I put this together in my garage. Now, this unit right here is set up to heat up about a 300 square foot area. In my garage, this is about 900 square feet. So it's a lot larger than what this is meant for, but I don't want to heat this room up, this garage up all the way. I just sort of want to take the edge off. So if I could get 10 to 15 degrees more in those cold snaps, then it would be perfect. So today I'm going to show you how I set this up, how I put this window board together and vented everything out. I'm going to show you how I'm going to test it and see how it works and show you how much this actually brings the temperature up in this large 3-car garage. And I'll also show you some other options. This video isn't just a step-by-step how to put this window together. It's more of it shows you how the process works, how to do it, and then you can decide where you want to do it. Whether that's through a wall, you could put an outlet going outside, or just under your garage door, something that is temporary like I did in the first video for emergencies, or even a small bedroom and things like that. So this is the location that I had. Yours could be different. You might have different types of windows. You might have other options that I don't have in here. This was the best option for me. So before we get into how I put this all together and insulated and everything, let's talk about what you're going to possibly need, some of the supplies that I needed. You're probably going to need that black hose right there is a 1-inch extension that I got to put this outside of the window because that is the intake for the engine or for the combustion chamber right there. So you want that to be fresh air. You could just use the one that comes with this unit and get the air from in here, but the benefit of getting that fresh air is you're getting air from outside of the window, so it's not pulling air in from the cracks, and also you're getting really clean air. It's pulling in clean air to that combustion engine, so it's going to last a little bit longer until you have to clean this out because it's got clean air rather than dirty air going in there and mixing with the fuel. So this 1-inch hose was a little bit hard to find, and I'll put all the links to everything in the description below where you can get these. I found this on Amazon. It took a couple weeks to deliver it, but it was the only one I could find. And for the opening itself, I used a 2x6. I figured this was the easiest way. In that last video I showed you, I used a piece of insulation in my bedroom window. That would work as well. This is a little bit more secure. I've got locks on the windows and everything is nice and tight. So if somebody tries to get in from the outside, it's going to be really hard. This is a window, so you know there's only so much you can do anyway, but I wanted to make sure this was secure, and a piece of wood, it may not be as insulated as that insulation, but it is more secure, so I decided to go with this. And all you need is a couple holes in it anyway, so this worked out pretty well. And this unit right here, this heat hose is 3.5 inches wide. It fits right onto the unit right there. A lot of dryer hoses are those 4-inch hoses. So if you use that or you need something longer than this, like I've got this, I purchased this 8-foot flex foil right here, this one that will go in. It gives me a few more options if I need to extend this to somewhere. But with this is 4 inches wide. So you need the adapter that would go on this to make that, take that 3.5 to 4 inches. You could go down to 3 inches, I suppose, but I don't want to restrict anything. I want it to be able to come out, and I don't want to restrict things and mess with the internal workings of this. So you may need, or you may not need one of those. You can see right here, I've just got this set up just like it comes out of the box with this 3.5-inch hose. And then to go out of the wall right here, this exhaust pipe, it gets pretty hot. So I needed a 25mm tube pipe socket that will take this and go through the 2x4 and outside so it vents everything outside. You can see on this monitor right here, we are reading 0, which is good. One other thing with this outlet right here, I've seen other videos where it looks like they just put it through their wall and they're good to go. And it will work for a little while, but my concern is that after using this for 6 months or so, that it starts to char the wood right there, or whatever wall you're putting it through. And once you start charring that wood, it ignites a whole lot easier than dry wood. So what I did was used some of this blanket right here, this fire blanket, and I basically cut it in half right here, and I put it through the window around this flange to protect so that the heat doesn't transfer over to the wood. And it actually works pretty well. You can touch the flange with this blanket around it and you can't even feel it. And there are a few different options that you could use. This is just what I chose. Also, with this exhaust pipe, you want to make sure it's angled downwards, because you want to make sure any condensation or anything like that is going to flow out, and it's not going to flow back into where it could damage some of the parts in this unit. So you want it to flow downwards just for that condensation. Even just slightly would be fine. You can see here that I've got this sloped just probably a couple inches going down. This sucker's pretty hot. This is on right now, by the way. You can tell how quiet this actually is. A lot of these diesel engines, they have that ticking sound, and you probably can't hear it. I can hear it just barely, but it's the fuel pump working. I've seen a lot of videos where that fuel pump is just loud and annoying. Now this in a small room, the fan blowing, it's definitely going to be noticeable, so it is a little bit loud. All of these diesel heaters are that way, but you're not going to get driven crazy by that ticking sound of the fuel pump right there. But in this garage, this is nothing. This is just basically background noise. At any rate, back to this right here, this exhaust pipe right here going out the window. I also, on the outside of this window, I got another piece of this 24 mil, this tubing right here, because I wanted to point the exhaust as far away from that inlet as I possibly could. So when the exhaust goes out, it goes down, so it increases the chances that it's not going to be sucking that back in and then putting it through the chamber, although the exhaust goes out anyway. So this is the perfect setup for all of that. It's nice, fresh, clean air, and everything is going outside. And it also keeps this unit inside for when I refill it and things like that. Now, it is pretty tall. It makes it a challenge to refill this. You can see I need to get all the way up here to refill this unit, but I do have a fuel can where I have a hose on here, and it's an automatic pump, and I can put that right into there. So that's not a huge issue. It actually makes it pretty easy. And then I also put some weather stripping around the 2x4. I put a couple of pieces of wood on top to lock it in place so it doesn't fall out one way or the other. And then I put a couple window locks over there to hold that in place. I probably will, put another piece of wood in that window to just hold that closed so people can't just pop that open. But even the way it is right now, it would be really difficult to do that. It would be easier just to break the dang window. Something else I decided to do, because this runs on AC or DC, is I plugged it into this battery box right here that I made. This battery box runs my exterior motion lights and a couple of other things. And with this cord right here, I've got it hooked up to the battery right here. And this 100 amp hour battery will run this for 24 hours, and it drains to about 50%. So if I'm out here during the day, I'm only using 25% of the battery right here, and I've got a couple 100-watt solar panels, so that will regenerate in no time at all. The lights don't take up very much, so DC is an option. If I wanted to, I could run it on AC, but AC takes a little bit more power, and I figured the battery's out here anyway, so why not use it since I have it here? Also with this, I've got this workbench right here, but I needed a shelf to get this up to the same level as the window, so I built this little shelf, really simple little shelf. Also, I needed a little bit more height to get that unit above the outlet or the exhaust above the hole right there. So I just used 3 pieces of 2x6 to put that up a little bit higher. I didn't want this shelf to all be above the window. So I just used those, and then I fastened those on, a couple screws inside the diesel heater right here that fastens to those. And underneath, I've got a couple of screws that fasten those boards to this shelf right here that I've got. So this is a nice, stable little unit. It does move a little bit because of this, but it's not going to fall off or anything. I've also got the holder that comes with the unit up there for the intake, and I put that up there just to hold that in place. So everything is nice and stable and works pretty well over here. I can work on this bench and not have to worry about that tipping over or falling. And I cut a hole on the bottom right here. I believe it was like 2¼ inches. It's the width of that flange to get a little, and a little bit more, about 1/4 inch more, so I could put that fire blanket around the flange itself. And the top hole I did just a hole saw 1¼ inches. The hose on that is actually 1 1/16. So there's a little bit of play in there. I could actually seal that with maybe some plumber's putty or something that would keep that air out, but it's really not that big of a deal, and I'm not too worried about it. But if I ever decide to, really get this insulated, I may do that in the future, or you could. And even though this isn't the perfect little setup, it's far better than the way I had it before, which was the garage door, under the garage door, a lot of air coming in that way, whether that be from, putting it on the outside or the inside. Now, with the tests, in that first video I did, this unit right here in this garage raised everything about 8 to 10 degrees. So in those freezing, say it's 20 degrees outside or even 10 degrees outside, this is going to take the edge off. And the reason I wanted something like this out here was because I have the pressure tank in here, my well outside, and if it gets so cold that pressure tank, those lines to that pressure tank freezes up, then my well doesn't work. So if I can keep it above freezing in the garage, then I don't have to worry about that issue. Now, one other thing we did since I recorded that video is we actually put insulated garage doors in here too. These aren't super insulated, they're about medium, and we're also finishing up putting some insulation around those garage doors as well. And with this heater right here, I've tested this for a few days. When it's 20 degrees outside, it can be 40 or 45 degrees in this garage. Just waking up in the morning, I say I run this all day, turn it off at night, and then I come out here in the morning, it's still 20 degrees above where it is outside. Now, that depends on how cold it is outside. If it's 0 degrees outside, it may only be 15 degrees. If it's 40 degrees outside, maybe it's 25 degrees. It really depends, but it really does a really good job of heating up, just taking the bite off in this garage. If I'm working out here, if Lisa's working out here doing some of her crafts and working on the laser, if I'm building things, doing woodwork and stuff like that, it's not crazy cold out here where you've got to wear gloves to do this intricate work. It works really well for this situation. In a small bedroom, what it's actually made for, or an RV, this is more than enough to get the job done. In that video I did, I had it in a small 300, 200 square foot bedroom, and it heated it up very quickly and to the point where you have to turn down the heater or use the other modes in this heater, where it's got its own thermostat in there, and it will slow down and speed up depending on the temperature. Out here, it's always on high speed because it never gets up to temperature, but it really does a good job. But that's it with this video. If you've got any ideas or things that you might change or what you might do, make sure and leave them in the comments below. If I didn't answer any questions, again, make sure and leave your question in the comments below. But with that pretty cool little unit, really happy with this. Eventually, I'm going to have to clean out this engine, and that's going to be another video I'm going to be doing, is cleaning out all the gunk and everything, see how easy or hard that is. But I really like this unit. If you haven't subscribed, make sure and subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, make sure and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload more videos or that one in the future. But until then, take care and prepare, everyone. We will talk to you all later.